Okay, fellas. Some big news has dropped last night, and first off, I just want to say, like, if you come here for, like, obviously, like, PPZ stuff, or come here for, like, edited stuff, this video is not going to be edited, like, at all. And I know I've been gone for a while, but I want to start doing, like, more traditional, like, Salted Hand videos soon. But last night, this right here, Touhou Project 19 was announced, and y'all probably might not know, but I'm a pretty huge Touhou fan, right? But I don't really done anything Touhou related on the channel. It was actually a scrap video of me playing 18.5 when that came out, but I never posted it. But I always use Touhou BGM in my videos, like, in the background. So I mean, if you recognize the music, you might have been able to tell that I enjoy the series a lot. But I just wanted to talk about it because this right here, this is the most excited I've been for a Touhou game probably in, like, so long, because I haven't been a Touhou fan. I played the games first back in 2020 during quarantine, because I started listening to some remixes, mostly Demotori, and I just wanted to play the games that they came from. But and then I started playing the games, so obviously I haven't really been around for the series that much. But 18 and 18.5, I was just kind of like, okay, cool. But this is exciting. And this excites me personally. I'll tell. We'll see why in a second. So we're just gonna go through here. We're gonna, like, translate this stuff using Google Translate. Obviously, I'm gonna kind of give my comments on what I see here, and then all these pictures up here are just this is my prediction for the character roster, which you guys will see at the more towards the end of the video. So let's translate this first. I've already read this article already. I have some notes on my phone of what I want to talk about, but so yeah, this is what I'm saying. There's 19th Touhou Project. Unfinished Dream of All Living Ghosts is the title. This is the story right here, so I'm just gonna pull this up real quick. Okay, so the story is, due to the influence of the opening of the market, the ownership of the old owner is lost. So like 10%, I can't speak, I'm sorry. I'm like 99, I don't know, why did I say 10? I'm like 99% sure this is in referral to some of the stuff like Unconnected Marketeers and 18.5. It was like, I forgot what 18.5's name was, because I only played it. I never beat it, but maybe they could integrate the ability cards from 18 back into this game, which I personally enjoyed the ability cards. So I mean, that's pretty cool. The land that lost stone will become rough. There's nothing to worry about. I'm assuming the owner is referring to Megumu and Chimata, who were the stage 5 and 6 bosses for Unconnected Marketeers. I'm assuming it's referring to them, because nature and spirits will possess the land and regain the usual crampedness. There are no greedy beasts there. It's a story. So this part right here, greedy. I don't know if I can highlight on this, but this part right here, greedy beasts. That made me think, because there are a lot of characters in Touhou that are considered like beasts in a way. So you'll see later. But a lot of the character predictions I have on here are kind of related to this line. But some people have said that it could be related to the story in Touhou 17, Wily Beast and Weakest Creature. I guess we'll have to see, because that's when, like, all the beast people came out of, like, hell, and then Rainbow and Marissa had to, like, stop them or whatever. But yeah, that's what I can get from the story so far. And so as you'll see later, this is actually here. I'll just move on to this part, and I'll explain in a second. We're just gonna translate this. This time, it's a rare battle barrage game in the world. It's a discrete configuration that follows the 9th Touhou Project, Hanaizuka. We built the system so that the operation feeling and barrage feeling are closer to the usual east. This is Phantasmagoria Flower View, if you don't know the Japanese names, or you should know, because it says the 9th Touhou Project here, and POFE is the 9th Touhou Project. But so this is why I'm excited, because this is going to be a PvP-based Touhou game. And if we go back to the story here, what I was seeing is that I would assume that since the land has been, like, desolated and now it's, like, filled with beasts, I'm assuming there's going to be something in there that I guess the characters are, like, fighting for, and this is why they're, like, all competing against each other. That's just my personal guess, though. I mean, again, you'll see, obviously, that's all the detail we have on the story. I need that Savior food, by the way. But alright, let's go. Alright, let's go back to this part right here. Let's translate that again. It's a speedy competitive game that is always forced to avoid improvisation, and to put it simply, the more oriental power is, the more advantageous the game is. Large amount of story mode allows you to enjoy playing alone, a slightly different system for the battle mode, so you don't have to worry even if you don't have any friends. That's a crazy thing. By the way, the story also tests your mental power. Please look forward to the crazy feast of dark, energetic, and a little cute monsters. I'll put a snapshot below. So I looked back at the mechanics of Phantasmagoria Flower View. The one thing that I noticed was like mostly a deviation, I guess, the obstacles, if I remember correctly, because your opponent basically, by getting points, could place obstacles that hinder your movement onto the field. So I'm gonna move my mic a little bit. Maybe they'll take those out. Maybe they'll add some new mechanics. I'm not 100%. Again, I'm not 100% sure on how they're gonna reform like the formula of the game, just based off that text that we got. But so here's probably, I would assume, probably my main part of the video here. The character roster. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 14, 17, 19 characters here. And we have 5 of them already revealed. So obviously, Remy and Marissa, if you are any level of Touhou fan, you already know who they are. Interesting, because we actually have some characters that are playable for the first time. We got Nazrin, the little mouse yokai. I know a lot of fans have been waiting for her to get a playable version, which is cool. I definitely enjoy this inclusion. This is a character we haven't been able to play as yet, so I enjoy that. And then we have On, or Anne, or however you pronounce her name, and then we got Saron. So this is interesting to me because a lot of these characters are kind of more like, quote unquote, I would get there. Technically on the Touhou wiki, which is where I look to like reference most of the characters that were considered that, just to jog my memory again. They're not. Some of these are not considered beasts on the Touhou wiki. So my theme for like this character roster up here was either beasts or like animal-looking characters was my type of theme that I was going for here. And so since I look back at Phantasmagoria Flower View, and they introduced, I think, 4 new characters in that game. It was Aya, because Shoot the Bullet wasn't out yet. So it was Aya, Medicine, Komachi, and Ikishiki. So I left, so up here we have 10 characters in these 5, so I left 4 slots open for new characters. I'm just gonna assume it has the same amount of new characters as Phantasmagoria Flower View, because I would assume they're gonna at least put in at least a couple new characters in the game to help drive the story forward. But I'll just talk about some of my character choices real bit. So these first 4 are pretty common characters, pretty common picks. So we got Yomu. Yomu has been a playable character in a lot of the games, so I would assume that she gets in. Same with Sakya here, and same with Sanae, and then also Aya. So first character I want to talk about is Aya, because she is a Tengu, and she's a Tengu, and that kind of goes under the kind of animal theme or beast theme that I personally was looking for. So, and plus Aya has been playable before, so it's not out of the question that Aya could get a starring role in this game as a playable character. And then same thing with Ryzen. Ryzen has been playable in a few of the, and I think also the main series games too. This little artwork is from a fighting game. I think Animoto Common Flower, if I remember correctly. I'm not exactly sure where this comes from. But I think it's 15.5. But Ryzen obviously is a popular character in the series. I could definitely see her getting in eventually. So I do think she'll probably end up being on the roster. I would, with the theme that we have going on here in the current roster, I would be surprised if she wasn't in the roster, but again, we just don't know. So those are like my, I think these characters are going to happen. I think most of these, they might leave a few of them out so they can put in more, like, you know, underappreciated characters would be really cool. So first is Kaine from Touhou 8, which is a character I've wanted to get a playable version of for a long time in one of the main series games. Basically what she does, she's a teacher at a school, and she can create and eat history. And the reason that she's on this list is because She's like, she has a Hakutaku form, which is a form of beast. You can kind of see the silhouette in the background, but I don't have a picture of her Hakutaku form pulled out. If you're interested, you can look it up. If you don't, if you're watching this video, you'll probably know it, unless you're like, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't click on a Touhou video if you don't know what Touhou is, but anyway, she's been in the series for a long time, and Imperishable Night is my favorite game in the series, so I would actually really like her to be playable in this game. And I feel like Kanye hasn't gotten a ton of respect in a lot of games. I feel like she deserves a lot more respect because she's such a cool character with such a cool concept of her power. And, you know, also, she's very closely associated with Moko. We can get like a Moko line drop or something. I don't know. Just get Moko in this game, please. The best one. Okay, so that's Kanye. It almost sounds like I said Kanye with the. I can't speak right now. But alright, so this is Megumi Izanamaru. If you don't know her, she's the stage 5 boss for Unconnected Marketeers, and she's one of the main antagonists of the game. She's a great Tengu, so actually she would fit in perfectly with Aya. They could come as like, maybe she's involved a lot in Aya's story, so they're both Tengus. I don't remember particularly if they have a lot of interactions in like at any point in any of the written works or in the series. Not to my memory anyway. I'm not super familiar with like newer Touhou stuff. Like I know it a decent amount, but she definitely she fits in. She is the quote unquote leader of the Crow Tengu, so I would assume they have interacted time, but she can quote unquote, as the wiki puts it, because I didn't know how to say it, that she's the capable of manipulating the starry sky. Oh my god. And in the game, that's represented by like she shoots stars at you. But I wanted to include her because she's a character from the most recent main series game, and I think we could use some Unconnected Marketeers representation. I feel like that'd be very good for the diversity of the roster. And yeah, and that's what I think of Megumi. I don't really have a ton to say about her. I'm not like a Megumi super fan or whatever, but this next character, I feel like would be pretty unique, and that is Doremi Sweet from Legacy of Limited Kingdom. So you guys, like if you're at least a decently experienced Touhou fan, you probably know who Doremi is. She can like create and eat dreams. She can go inside people's dreams, and she can like eat them for energy. And I just personally, Doremi is one of my favorite characters. I like Doremi a lot. So I feel like getting her in the game, and you could give her maybe some more unique spell cards. I don't know how they would. I'm not sure how they would work that into like a playable character, but I definitely think, however Zune decides to do it, it would be really cool because I just think Doremi has probably one of my favorite powers in the series, one of my favorite abilities. And again, most of this roster picks, besides like some of the main characters, it was mostly like out of uniqueness. So Doremi is if I had to pick one of these quote unquote less likely characters to show up in the game, I would definitely pick Doremi. I just think she's like a really cool character. That's it. But yeah. Next up, we have a character I've seen requested actually before on a post below it, and I definitely agree. I think she deserves at least some playable role in whatever kind of game. Alright, my fault. I had to cut there for a second, but this is how do I say it? It's Toyo Satomimi no Miko from the stage 5 boss of 10 Desires. First off, I just want to say she has probably one of my favorite designs in the entire series. Like, I don't know why, but this kind of like outfit with like the purple and the gold, just like the colors clash so well for me. I like her hair too. It's cool hair. But she would be, I feel like if they had to integrate her in the game, she would have some pretty unique abilities, because one of her abilities, if you remember, is she can listen to 10 people's conversations at the same time, which is probably why the game was called 10 Desires, which is, I don't really know if that'd be a very useful ability to have, but I mean, it's cool, I guess. But you know, she knows Taoist magic and stuff, and she can She can do like a lot of her, I guess like what it was called, like hermit stuff, like Sukuchi movement or whatever, and she can like attract desires or whatever, and like she can just take desires and then increase her power. So like she can just take people want. They could integrate that somehow. I'm not sure how, but I mean, it would be pretty cool. And again, I know a lot of people want her in the game, or to have some type of playable role in the game. I just think she probably deserves to be in the game. She's a stage 5, no, not stage 5, sorry, stage 6 boss. Basically the final boss if you don't count the extra stage. But honestly, yeah, I just think she should definitely get some type of playable role in any type of game. So, final character, sorry, final character from Wily Beast and Weakest Creature. This is Urumi Ushizaki. So again, as you can see, she's clearly with like the Beast theme. Okay, I had to cut again, my fault. But so, and additionally, she is a character from the recent games where I in this game, for my character roster predictions, I do have a fair amount of newer characters here from some of the, I think like 15 through 18. So I just wanted to kind of make sure that the newer games get represented. But she gets to change the weight of some objects, which actually could be really cool, because earlier I mentioned they could take out the obstacles, but if they decide to keep the obstacles in, she could change the weight of the obstacles that go into the enemy's field, and then they could be tougher to destroy, or something like that, which I think could be really cool in like hindering the opponent. So I think she would definitely be a pretty unique character in the game. So she has a little stone baby too. I don't know what she'd do with the stone baby. Would she be carrying the whole time? Maybe she would. But yeah, that's pretty much my character roster prediction. So I'm pretty sure that's all the article. It's just, this is the normal gameplay. This is an enemy shooting the bullets at you. This is fighting a boss. This is a little boss attack level 3, which I'm assuming, I would assume this has something to do with the opponent getting points against you, kind of like how the obstacles and like all the hindering stuff works. If I remember correctly, I might be wrong in that, so you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. But let's just translate this. I just want to make sure there's nothing else of importance here that I should read. Scheduled week in the summer, so summer, that's good. That's not too far away. Trial version will be distributed at the Harvey Star Annual Festival held at the Big Side on Sunday, May 7th. So May 7th we'll get a demo, and then trial version can use the 5 characters in here: Reimu, Marisa, On, Nazarene, and Seiran. And obviously there's going to be restrictions on the trial version, but yeah, that's my thoughts. Again, I personally am probably more excited for this Touhou game than any other Touhou game I've experienced, like the lead up to the release, probably ever, because I mean, this is just such a unique style, right? And oh, one more thing I want to add: since this is going to be on Steam, I was wondering, could we? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's a pipe dream. Imagine Touhou 19 online PvP. Imagine that. That's all I'm saying. That shit will go crazy. Like, Zune, bro, that is literally like, that is free money, bro. Like, I know usually he makes the games like by himself, but honestly, if you want to like hire someone to help you with like the online PvP stuff, then by all means, bro, I want to play this game online. I want to play this game online so bad, dude. I mean, I guess I could use like Parsec or something, but like, bro, just put. I just want an online mode in this game, bro. This would be so fun to play with friends. Just, I don't know, you could just launch up Touhou 19 and there's like an online. That would help the replayability too. So not only would there be a story mode you could like try to get a high score on, or maybe like not use a ton of continues or whatever, or even just no damage. But then you also have the online. So when you practice this game enough, you can actually go and test your skills against someone online, which I think would just probably make this like the best Touhou game ever, maybe? I don't know, this game has so much potential, just because it's a PvP focused game. But yeah, okay, for real now, that's all I gotta say. I'm hyped, I'm excited, hope y'all are too. Will I be covering this game? I probably will be covering this game. I know this is the first Touhou video I've ever done. Well, maybe once the demo comes out, like, fairly soon. So I may cover the demo. I know it's around like towards the end of my school year, so I might be like studying and stuff. So I might play it later after my finals are done. But we'll see about that. And then I do definitely want to try covering as much of the game as I can when it comes out. Maybe I'll do like a little playthrough. I can edit it. And of course, if it has online, you know, we could make like a whole series of like some Maximilian Dude type beat with his Street Fighter 3 Online Warrior, but it's like Touhou 19 Online Warrior. That would be so sick. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna see y'all later. Yeah, this is looking good. See ya.